All right, guys, so today we're going to multiply. So we've added, we've subtracted, we've named polynomials. Now we're going to jump into multiplying, and we're going to start by multiplying by just one monomial. All right, so the learning targets are I can distribute or multiply constant terms, and I can distribute or multiply variable terms. Now, this is a warm-up before you watch the video, so pause it now if you haven't done this yet, and then check with me what you got. So number one, it's we're just multiplying, right? We're multiplying everything by 2. So I thought maybe you guys could do this on your own. 2 times 3 is 6x squared. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18x. And 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Right? Just multiply everything by 2. Now the next one's harder. Multiply everything by 2x. So how does that change the problem? Well, let's see. Now 2 times 3 is still 6, but how many x's do we have now? Remember, oh gosh, last semester, if you multiply exponents, you actually add. So 1 plus 2 is 3. All right, on to the next one. 2 times negative 9 is still negative 18, but how many x's? X times x, but when you're multiplying same bases, you add, so this becomes x squared. And then 2 times negative 5 is still negative 10, but there's an x there. So notice, it's very similar, except all the x's went up by 1 if there's an x out front. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. Distributing variable terms. Don't forget, when multiplying with exponents, you multiply the coefficients, but you add the exponents. All right, let's try it. What's 1x times 3x? Okay, so if you want to put a little 1 here, and then there's also a little 1 here and a little 1 here. If those 1s help you, go ahead. So what's 1x times 3x? Well, you multiply the numbers and you add the exponents. So 3x squared. And then what's 1x times negative 1? So 1x times negative 1 is just negative 1x. This one doesn't have an exponent, so there's nothing to add. So 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. If you want to put a 1 here, that's fine. All right, let's try number 2. And a lot of these, guys, I would try it yourself first before you watch me do it. Okay, 5x squared times 4x to the third. You multiply numbers but add the powers. So 20x5. All right, on to the next one. 5x squared times negative 2x squared. You multiply the numbers, so negative 10, and you add the powers. 2 plus 2 is 4. All right, moving on. 5x squared times 1x. You multiply the numbers. 5 times 1 is 5. And you add the powers. 2 plus the secret 1 is x to the third. And then last, I need a new color. 5x squared times negative 6. You multiply the numbers. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. And you add the powers, but this one doesn't have any x's, so there's only x squared. Okay, so if there's no more to add, then it just stays the same, x squared. So this is your multiplied answer. All right, moving on, number 3. Multiply numbers, add the powers. What's 1x cubed times 2x to the fourth? So 1 times 2 is 2, and if you add the powers, 3 plus 4 is 7. All right, moving on. 1x cubed times negative 3x. If you multiply the numbers, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. But if you add the powers, 3 plus that secret 1 is x to the 4th. And then 1x cubed times 8. Well, 1 times 8 is just 8, and there's only 3 of them there. There's none to add, so it just stays 8x cubed. All right, last one. If you haven't done any alone, try this one alone. 2x times 5x cubed. 2 times 5 is 10. How many x's when you add? 1 plus 3 is 4. All right, next one. 2 times 6 is 12. How many x's when you add? 1 plus 2 is 3. Next one. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. How many x's when you add? There's 1 here and there's 1 here, so 2 total. And then the last guy. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. There's no x's here, so we only need the 1 that was out front. All right, nice job, guys. That is multiplying by a monomial. Great work.